have nothing else to do today.
Good stuff.
I'm just happy that I won the Divider tournament with CVC only.
Alright, in the left position, we have Semih as the brown Zerg. And alright! Alright! We have Michael, the
That's the way to
Cheese
start.
King! Going for that 5 pool. He could.
That's not a 5 pool, that's
no, it's gonna
Proxy
be
999.
Yeah, Proxy 9 hatch. Excuse me.
Oh god.
Right.
I actually predicted Michael to lose the first game with a 3-hatch Hydra against Semih and then will win all the next games, but it doesn't look like that because
Oh no! Oh man! Oh, Michael.
busted.
Yeah.
Busted.
Yeah. Ignore the drone. It's just a really early scout. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
Busted.
Alright. It's fine. He didn't actually throw down the hatchery. He can just, like, take a little bit of an economic hit and not cheese. Which I think is the smart option at this point.
It's alright, Michael. You got this. You got this.
So, I find this game kind of funny in the circumstance. Because looking at who Semih played after qualifiers. He played Dyslexic, who off-raced specifically for a type of cheese. He only played PvP that one game against Semih, just so he could do proxy gates. Then he played Jumper, DT Rush. Then he played Deafy, who cheesed him in multiple ways. Then he played South Park, who ultra cheesed him in multiple ways. Now he's playing Michael. Michael's essentially saying, like, I am the king of cheese, and you are systematically eliminating all of my disciples. So, if Semih can beat it, he will truly prove that he is the anti-cheese player.
Anti-cheese king.
On the other hand, though, you just considering from Semih's position, he's had to play against so much cheese, and he knew, like, going against. It's not as if cheese was a surprise against any of these players. It was pretty obvious they were all going to be that kind of player. So, Semih just had to deal with so much cheese. I wouldn't be surprised if Semih goes into a McDonald's and he's like, "Hey, can I get a Big Mac and a medium order of fries and a large drink, please?" And the person behind the cash register is gonna go, "Sure. Would you like cheese on that?" No, no. I have way too much cheese in my life right now. I don't want any cheese on my Big Mac, thank you. I could totally see that happening.
Wouldn't you say, yeah, I take cheese for breakfast? Always?
That was the other hypothetical situation in my mind. Is Semih goes to the grocery store and he's pushing his shopping cart down the aisle, and then he gets to the cheese aisle, and he just his eyes just fill with fire, and he goes into a blind fury and starts destroying the rack. And then as security tackles him, he's just screaming, "I destroy cheese!" Either way, I'm painting Semih as having severe emotional issues. But that's fine. That's fine. Semih's walling kind of funny. It's gonna be fun though. Actually, once he builds the assimilator, it's not gonna be tight on bottom.
Well, Michael tried to mine out the back mineral pack, but it got scouted by a pro building a pylon, and now it's getting chased. But the lane will turn favor. And Michael is clearly on top of his build with the two overlords killing each other in the natural.
That's kind of weird. Alright. Michael's gonna fix that weirdness. Send them different directions. So, Michael has 3 hatcheries started and is getting a Hydra instead. So, Bakuryu was indeed correct with his prediction.
Yes!
That it's going to be a 3-hatch Hydralisk bust. It's just followed by a fail in-base proxy hatch. Or preceded by a failed in-base proxy hatch.
Yeah, it's hard to predict something like that. I think, yeah, it's still good, maybe.
And this wall is not.
I actually think Semih will go +1 speed seal, but that fast second assimilator is kind of strange, I would say. Or he will go Corsair Weaver or some really techy Corsair Dark Templar with +1 Corsair. But it's Reaver,
It's Reaver. This wall is...
but it's early.
Yeah. This wall is going to be pretty bad at holding off a Hydralisk bust in and of itself. There's not a lot of room for cannons at all. The cannons are going to be really fragmented, so they won't all be shooting if the Hydralisk move in. And that gateway is very easily snipeable. But Reaver kind of changes all that.
It's extremely funny that Semih goes for robotics first, and if Michael would have just played standard and getting the Spire, and he would have Mutas and Scourge out way before anything would hit his base. And he now sees the Stargate, but it's rather late Stargate. So this is just really strange.
Semih's actually moving out with 2 Zealots, and they're going to probably be picked off as Lings are able to get a little bit of surround, waiting for more reinforcements to come in.
The Hydra.
But sees that Hydralisk. Michael didn't want to go for the Zealot snipe, but I'm not sure if it was worth it to reveal the Hydralisks. Then again, taking out initial 2 Zealots when Semih's not going to have very many is going to really hurt that wall. One of them does go down, the other one might as well. Yeah, it will, because you just stopped moving for whatever reason.
Semih even made a cannon in his back at the point, but now he just made a Reaver and hopes that the cannons will be in time. And the Goon is hiding.
Michael needs to go in now, because once that Reaver comes out, Michael's going to have way too much of a problem trying to get through this wall.
He should have attacked before the cannons.
I don't think he
really
realized
strange.
that only 2 cannons were morphed in. Because that would have been a great opportunity to go in and only have dealing with 2 cannons in a Dragoon.
I think he doesn't realize at all that the Reaver is coming. Because his Overlord is still chilling out in the main and... Well, okay, it sees the robotics facility. Oh god, that's a hatchery. Why the hell do you go proxy hatchery against a guy going Corsair Reaver? That just makes no sense.
Wait.
Please.
What?
And especially it doesn't make sense... Wait, the drone now goes back. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was clicking around furiously trying to find this proxy hatchery that didn't exist.
Yeah,
But
there was
no,
a proxy hatchery where the Hydras are now outside of Semih's natural. And then he cancelled it. But I don't know why he even made it. It's just...
Yeah, that's sunken push the cannon wall. That almost makes sense. No, that doesn't make sense at all.
Especially if you see the robotics facility with your Overlord, and especially on Hardback Ridge where there is a back door, which he already cannot, so would be easy to get there to open that up. Never mind. Michael just goes back to 5 hatcheries and Lair and a +1 missile, and now is more or less containing Semih, who goes Corsair Reaver, but it will be Goon follow-up.
No, is he going to be able to snipe it? Yes, nice micro by Semih. Getting the Corsair out of there, doesn't take any damage from the Hydralisks, yet still snipes an Overlord. Already has 2 kills on that Corsair, looking for kill number 3 as one of the Hydralisks comes back. But no, he's not
one
gonna be able
Corsair
to.
is really precious right now because it's the only one he's making. Because he now makes 5 gateway goons and will go for a big Goon Reaver push. And I think he tries to hit before any kind of lair attack is going, because lair is really late. And the Corsair are still searching around for some Overlords who are not safe, not defended.
Yeah. Finally, Semih's getting a shuttle. So he's going to get up to 3 Reavers, and it's going to be... It's not going to be Corsair Reaver, it's going to be Goon Reaver.
Yeah, just Goon Reaver, a nice timing attack. Haven't seen that build in a while. Like 3 months.
Yeah, that's, Yeah, it's going to be a very strong timing attack, if it's microed correctly, but if the Reaver does go down, because it gets a little bit too far ahead of the Goons, which is very easy on a map like this, for the shuttle to get just a little bit too far ahead, then Michael can easily take out a pure Goon force with Hydralisk especially if he builds a couple of Zerglings. Or not a couple of Zerglings, but a good number of Zerglings. Semih has destroyed his cans to get out there. We
Yes,
destroyed
the
one.
Codecaster.
Oh, no!
Shadow goes.
Oh, wow.
What?
That's
the
what I
heck?
meant. Yeah, it's
Semih
very
is still
snipeable.
blocked in.
And he's putting him right back in! No, and flying him towards the Hydralisks. It only has 10 health. Those Hydralisks... Oh, Semih
that
needs to
was
be
so
so
close.
careful leading
Yeah.
with the shuttle like that. That's... Ugh.
That was so strange.
Yeah, he's and even trailing with it that much, the Hydralisk could sneak around the back. It's possible. Lots of lings out in the middle of the field to try to get a good position, and the shuttle, no, he gets it. Oh man, feeling so clairvoyant right now. Called that one. And that's really just going to put such a hamper on this. Semih does have a large Goon Core, but the Goon Core can't handle those Hydralisks. Oh, and a Mutalisk follow-up from Michael. Interesting. There are no Corsairs on the field and no cannons either in the main. And even not very many cannons in the natural. So, this could be a great follow-up from Michael right here. Ooh.
Semih just lost his complete timing, and now the Hydras have +1 attack, and they could even kill... No, they won't. They could have attacked those Weaver, but now Michael is in an extremely good position with those Mutalisks because he can just snipe the shuttle or Weaver or just attack the main. Or the natural.
So much damage he can do. There are 2 more Reavers in the shuttle, but the Dragoons can ignore... Oh, the Dragoons are going to be ignored. The Mutalisks are just going to go right in at the Reavers, trying to take them out. Then the Hydra is coming in from the high ground. It looks like he's going to lose a lot of his Mutalisks, but it's going to cost him essentially all of his Dragoons as these Hydralisks are stepping forward. Semih needs to back up. Or does he? It's going to be a trade, but that's not the kind of trade Semih wants, because this is going to be all of his army, and no, he still can't even win the fight. He's forced to back up. He's not quite in range of the cannon, so it's still just goons on Hydralisks, and now there are not enough goons. Semih doing a little bit of micro, trying to keep some of them alive, but only 2 live. Oh, along with that Zealot. And Michael, it did cost Michael all of his Mutalisks, which is unfortunate because he had great harassment potential. I don't know if he realized exactly how much he could have done, but still, taking out that push, really, really putting the screws into Semih right now. Oh, stopping that pylon, really preventing that third base from going down. Semih has no map presence at all, so while he could have gotten that base up earlier when he had a big Dragoon force, after losing it, there's no way he could do anything with that. And, oh, gonna snipe a probe. Nice.
I'm kind of surprised that Michael just lost all his Mutalisks to that attack, and Semih got away with no cannon in the main or natural. But Michael has good economy and is now remaking those Mutalisks. And his +2 missile is also halfway done, so he will have a good army of Hydras, and now he's harassing with the Mutas again.
Yeah. You don't see this terribly often from Zerg players, losing an entire Mutalisk flock and then remaking it. But given the situation, I love the decision from Michael, going right back in with the Mutalisks.
Yes.
All the probes are going to be forced to pull, and the ones he don't are going to be taken out. A couple of Dragoons coming back to defend. There are Templar out. They do have Storm. Oh no, Michael! Oh, losing so much health on those Mutalisks as they flew back into the Storm. I think it did 40 to the entire flock. A very good Storm. It's going to make Michael think twice about going back in. Ooh. But good probe damage, and he didn't actually lose any of the Mutalisks. Flying back around
if Michael went for some Weaver, some Lurker, he would be winning, honestly. But now, oh, those Mutalisks just go down.
Yeah, trying to focus on the cannons, but actually he can't do it, and a Corsair comes up, the second Corsair of the game. And Semih now actually switching into some significant Corsair production, queuing up a couple in the Stargate. What?
I mean, Michael still has a really good army, but if he messes up like Semih messed up his shuttle control, he could still lose it. So
No.
let's see. The high ground goes to Semih this time.
Yeah, Michael's going to be able to do pretty well.
Storm it! Kill it with fire! With Storm!
No storms anywhere, either on the Mutalisks or on the Hydralisks. And the Templar, oh, it doesn't have enough energy, and there's only one. So all the Mutalisks will go down once again, but the Hydralisks actually haven't taken much damage here. Taking out one of the Reavers, taking out the shuttle with the other Reaver. And Michael, oh man, Michael can take out these armies from Semih every time he sends them out, but he really doesn't have the correct composition to really attack Semih, because if those Reavers are in a defensive position, it's just too much for Michael to really get through. So I think that Michael should, if Michael plays this a little bit passively, as he has been, stopping Semih every time he moves out, while simultaneously making sure that that third doesn't go up, Michael's going to be able to starve out Semih, and Semih really just does not have the options he needs.
And now Michael has +2 attack. And Semih has no Weaver, no Templar, and this will be hard. Now Michael takes the middle base.
There's a Reaver coming in, but it's coming in at the natural, not at the third, so the cannons clearly will not be in time. A little army coming back from Semih to try to deal with this, but that is too many Hydralisks, and they're going to be able to just clean it up anyway. Semih donating more units to Michael here, and all of them will go down. Nope, he's going to take the Dragoons back. The probes are able to transfer away. He did mine out that back, only losing a couple of them, but losing the Nexus, losing that mining opportunity. How close is he to mining out? Pretty dang close as Semih GG's. Michael takes game number 1. So, cheese can work against Semih. You just need to be smart about the cheese, realize when it's time to transition out of it into a little bit more normal play.
Was really strange. I mean, it just was a game with Michael going drone scout in the beginning, and still scouting with it, and then trying to go in the back door, and he still won pretty easy because Semih messed up his shuttle control extremely. Where he just lost the shuttle with 2 Reavers in it, and if you go good Reaver push, that's like your biggest problem if you do that. And we have something we should ban instantly.
So
that's good.
Let's get started. Game number 2 on Tau Cross. I think it's worth pointing out that really, when he actually lost the first shuttle, it wasn't a horrible mistake. Not that it didn't.
Was.
Not that, no. Wait. It cost him the game right there. But in and of itself, it wasn't a horrible mistake. Just because there wasn't much he could do about it. The shuttle was so weak. The real mistake was earlier when he sent the shuttle out and hadn't gotten the goons out yet. So Michael was able to do 150 damage to the shuttle and made it so that it was just super vulnerable. That was the real mistake there. Actually losing the shuttle, there was little Semih could do about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about his mistake when he moved out, because he was still stuck with every units in his natural. For all his units in his natural.
So, Michael not sending out the 5 drone. Or the 4 drone. I don't even know which one it was last game, it was so fast. Something hopefully a little bit more standard. I think that Michael did a really good job with standard play, and Semih's standard game really hasn't been tested terribly much this ISL, as I've said. It's been him going up against a lot of different cheeses. And Semih actually moving down this way. Oh, excuse me. I thought he was looking for a proxy hatch, but no. Much more realistic to think that he was just looking for the Overlord. And didn't see it, so he's gonna head up in the right direction. Nice scouting by Semih.
Yep, really nice.
And, Michael with the Overpool. Alright. Let's see how Semih walls this. He's...
No, Semih has not a map hack. He just saw no Overlord, so he went to other base.
He's gonna set up his wall so that he can't actually get the gateway on top of the forge?
He will make the gateway at the right side of forge and pylon, so he can wall out with his seals on the right side.
I think I see it. If he puts it here, then there's like it's kind of like a weird roundabout to get out. Oh no, it's just gonna be tight. Something's gonna have to be destroyed. Probably the gateway to get anything out. But
I think even goons can
Ooh.
get out.
interesting. Michael's first hatchery gonna be thrown down at the 3rd. I don't even think the drone was blocking him. He just went and threw it down there anyway. He was going for an overboard, so it's not as if the lings were gonna take too long to get out. But
Oh god, Steve Man is messaging me, but the problem is I'm not streamed,
yep.
so it just makes no sense.
I
I mean, I'm not streaming, so the viewers won't see it.
don't know why I felt compelled to type in DND where as soon as I logged into Fish before the cast started, but I did. You just
It's
ooh,
just instinct.
that caster sense. It's like game sense, but in a castery way.
Ah, okay, it's a different wall. There's just like no wall.
Wow.
That's at least natural.
Yeah. I guess he wanted to put the gateway far enough back so he could actually get units out, but now nothing is tight. Not tight, not tight, not tight, not tight. Gap. I think that one's tight. I think that forge into wall will be tight, but that's a little consolation. Not to mention the cannon isn't actually guarded by anything, so if Michael was to go for a ling bust, it'd be pretty easy for him to get us around on it.
Yeah. But Michael is not Seeky, or else there would be links in semi-space.
Pretty
So let's see, will he go 3H Hydra again? Or... No, there is a lair in the 3rd base, I would say.
You're actually right. If Michael had built 6 lings, he could either take out the cannon or go for a run by and get 4 or 5 of the lings in. That's actually a really bad wall from Semih. Man, he's lucky Michael didn't build lings. And Michael getting the lair at his 3rd. Alright, mixing it up a little bit, I guess. Just to keep Semih on his toes. If Semih comes in with the Corsair, doesn't see the lair, it's going to be really easy for him to predict Hydra bust. But Probe does manage to get up. I should have seen that it was a lair coming in. So Semih should know.
Masslings.
Oh boy, that's
I reacted to Michael's comment. Because he said he's baiting me with that wall, so
dude,
I was expecting Michael to go Massling.
He's throwing down another pylon here, and a cannon, and another cannon. So Semih, I don't think Semih's seen the lings, but he knows. He knows that Michael's going to try to bust this, and that's now looking like a pretty good wall. I mean, this isn't tight, but that is. With that extra pylon thrown down, that kind of makes it a pretty good wall. You just need to throw down one more pylon to really lock it in. But here we go, Ling's coming in. Oh, I thought the Zealot was tight with the pylon, but no, he backed up the Zealot at the last moment, so some of the Lings are going to be able to get in, but not a whole lot done there. And it's just going to cost him a bunch of Lings. Unfortunate for Michael, but, man, that... I don't know if Semih did that on purpose, because it went from looking like a horrible wall, but by throwing down that one pylon, everything became good. So if in fact Semih was baiting it,
yeah,
pretty gozu. Spire's done, and immediately
it's like
starting +1 carapace.
It's like Semih is hardcore metagaming Michael and predicting and making Michael go a cheese build while predicting that Michael will do it and then counter it with the cannons. And now Semih goes some sort of 4-gate goon with +1 attack, which just finished or is about to finish.
All right.
But the goon is stuck and can't go back in.
I actually like this build a lot. It was Much's build. The CJ player who went to Ace actually was more prolific on Ace than he was on CJ. But he used to do this a lot. Go for 4-gate goons. Immediately move out. Well, that's bad. Don't blow up your own gateway. But go 4-gate goon. Move out really early. even earlier than this, with just 3 goons and a couple zealots, and put the pressure on, and then constantly reinforce with goons, eventually add on archons, and as you can see, he's getting the citadel now. And the idea is you're just going to keep pressuring Michael, so that Michael is eventually going to have to yield. And this build can really work well on Tau Cross, especially on a map where this third base is so open. It can really allow the goons to do a lot of damage. There is a couple of Sunkens coming in that are going to defend. Oh, Link Snipes going in for the back goon? Not quite. Oh, but they got the front goon.
Yeah. But those few seals are pretty precious right now because they have +1 and they will make short work out of those links. So, yeah.
Semih's actually going to mix it up just a little bit, getting speed instead of going for immediate Archons. Looks like he wants to go for a little bit more Zealot-oriented. If he goes for more Zealots off of 4 gates, he actually isn't going to have the gas. Okay, there's the Temple Archives. So there will be some Archons included, most likely. And Michael's air armor is almost done, despite not having any Mutalisks or Scourge. Oh, okay, now we're getting some Mutalisks. And there is a cannon. There is a cannon in the main. 3 cannons in the natural, but 3 cannons in a terrible position to defend against Mutalisk harass. And Semih's army is going to be on the other side of the map. So if they can it can hold the Mutalisks there, then that's great, preventing the Mutalisks from doing any damage at all. But if they can't hold the Mutalisks there, then his base is going to be very open to taking a lot of probe hits.
It will be really hard for Michael to stop that, because that's a big army and it's also +1, so the links will more or less instantly melt. Unless he has 4 groups of links.
There aren't a whole lot of...
This will be close. That will be close.
Yeah, I'm actually liking Michael's odds here, except for the fact that he's putting himself in a corner. He's not going to go for a big Ling surround. He's just going to try to get in there. Okay, now getting a little bit of a surround. And yeah, those goons just cannot do enough damage to those Lings fast enough. Once the Zealots go down, those Lings can just tear apart the goons. Semih trying to micro back, but with Mutalisks overhead, going to be very difficult. And I think he's going to lose all these goons. Yeah, it looks like he's doing a little bit of micro here, but it's just going to cost him the entire force. And Michael is going to shut this down very hard, reminiscent of Game 1 in the way that Michael was just crushing those goon pushes, and did about the same amount of Reaver damage, too. And going in with these Mutalisks... Oh, man, there is an Archon up, but can that Archon get into the correct position to shut down these Mutalisks? It's not looking like it. Michael doing a good job of staying away. So...
The Mutalisks even have +1 armor.
Yeah, you getting close there for a second. Now going for Templar Snipes. Nice.
Oh.
And GG immediately
GG.
after losing those 2. Michael, also still undefeated.
Will we see another 4?
Yeah, I hope not. I thought that this was the most competitive series when looking at the best of 8.
I'm kind of surprised at both games right now, because both games had Michael trying to go for an all-in. Michael failed. Then Semih tried to attack, and he just gets destroyed.
Alright.
Regardless of what Semih does. And that makes me kind of nervous, because either Michael just completely outplays Semih so he can play around with some all-ins, or I don't know. Semih gets his play together and doesn't go for builds that's... No, I can't fix my microphone. It's not possible.
Alright, let's get this started. Alright, in the top right position, we have we have Semih as the green Protoss. In the left position, we have Michael as the red Zerg. Man, and yeah, you're right. Michael, he's gone for weird all-ins in both of these games, completely shut down by Semih, but then Semih can't actually play a straight-up game behind it. And
Yeah.
we haven't had an opportunity to see Semih play much straight-up games because everybody just wanted to cheese him. Maybe that's Semih's weakness. He actually can't play normal StarCraft.
Well, his build order choice was also something that in the first game he went Goon Weaver, and I think if he didn't lose that shuttle, he would be in a really good spot and might just win it with the first push. But he just lost the shuttle and had to completely abort his push. And the second game was with two groups of links, and then he goes Mass Goon against that. Against Zerg, who is on 3 hatcheries, most likely going from Mutalisks as a follow-up, and has no other tech, so he's most likely only going to make Muta links, so it was kind of a strange decision, I guess.
That build from Semih, you really need an element of surprise with it. Because your Zerg can counter with Zerglings, but the idea is that you can, by the time that he gets Zerglings out, you'll have an Archon, and then it doesn't matter if he has 2 control groups of Zerglings. You're going to eat them all. You're going to eat them all with 1 unit, and then win. But because he went for speed, that delayed the Archon a little bit, and because Michael already had a good number of links to begin with speed, because he went for that bust. It just really didn't work out in Semih's favor. It wasn't the right build for that situation. Semih, can he fit a gateway? I'm not sure if that pylon actually has enough power to get a gateway over here. Anyway, we'll see. Meanwhile, Michael has a spawning pool done, hasn't thrown down that second hatchery yet. He actually is not making a whole lot of lings, despite Michael has thrown down his other hatchery. It's just, once again, immediately gonna go for the third before the natural, despite the fact that there's no probe. It's trying to stop him. Which is peculiar. Bakuryu, why would a Zerg do that?
What exactly place the hatchery?
Yeah, why is he constantly placing the hatchery not at the natural, despite that there's not a probe stopping him?
Because of two reasons. The first one is that it can't be blocked, obviously, by pylon. And the second one is that if you make your second hatchery at the third base, and if you go for the standard way and you make your natural hatchery as a second hatchery, and the third base has the third hatchery, then you will have an oversaturation in your main and normal saturation in the natural, and the third base will have a more or less bad saturation, unless you send down some drones from your main to your third. But if you make the third hatchery earlier, you can saturate the base faster, and you don't have to transfer that many drones, or you don't have to transfer them that far. I hope that's understandable what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Turns out I was right. Semih actually doesn't have the pylon range to build the gateway to the right here. So forced to build it next to the forge, and now not tight, and the biggest hole is closest to the ramp and far away from the cannon. So not an ideal wall, but Michael's not building any lings at all. And I doubt he's going to be baited into going for a ling bust twice in a row. So I think Semih will be fine. Semih comes in and scouts the normally timed lair. Alright. And what is Semih going to do in response? He's once again making an early goon. Is that a goon before Zealot? No. He did make one Zealot heading out across the map. But that is still a very early goon. Interesting. It's going to be able to snipe one of the Overlords, which is nice. Getting that early Overlord kill can kind of mess up the Zerg's build order. Supply block him for a little bit, force him to send 100 minerals when they didn't want to. But it looks like he's gearing up for another... No, he's not. Okay. This game, Semih's going to be playing some standard stuff. Getting the Stargate, getting the Citadel. So, could be an Alfeo style, really strong 2-base play. I think that's most likely option. And the lings from Michael do get back in time. Semih a little bit fearful about moving out with that Dragoon trying to snipe the Overlord. And meanwhile, this Overlord got out as well. So Michael's not going to get supply. Well, he's supply blocked, but he wasn't going to get more supply blocked. All right.
We have a Corsair coming, and Michael will just go 3-hedge Spire into 5-hedge something. Just looks like really standard game. No cheeses so far.
Yeah. A little bit interesting from Semih though that he's going for an immediate Templar Archives. He did not start speed before that, so we're gonna see some really fast Templar out here. Possibly some Bisu build type DT Corsair play. He hasn't built any DTs in the other two games, but I feel like it's a little bit too early. It's a little bit too early to be going for Storm, and if he was going for an Archon, well, he is now getting a Templar, a High
and
Templar.
a Dark Templar.
And a Dark Templar? And a Dark Templar.
Yes.
Okay, so a combination of both.
It's like Corsair Dark Templar, and yeah, I don't know. It's just Corsair Dark Templar.
Yeah.
But no +1 attack and no +1 air.
I don't know what he's going to do with the other Templar, though. Because if he gets an Archon, the Archon just isn't going to do anything this early. If he just keeps him as High Templar, then he's not going to have Storm for a while, because Storm's really expensive, and it takes a long time, so you're just making those really early. I mean, you could make them early, and then they have a lot of extra energy for when you do finish Storm, but...
Well, yeah, you can go High Templar early, and go Storm early, and you will have a big mid-game push with lots of full High Templars, so you can Storm twice as much, and it's extremely good against Hydra, against builds which open with Hydras. And based on the sunken amount of Michael, I would say he's going for a 5-hedge Hydra bust attack sort of thing, because he has no sunkens and his drone saturation is also not the best. But he has a good amount of Hydras, and this is exactly what Semih's build is good against. So I'm expecting nice storms, and let's see how Michael will storm dodge.
Yeah, any attack that... Semih is going to be able to shut down any aggression from Michael. But Michael really doesn't need to get a lot of damage done with the... He doesn't have terribly good drone saturation, but once he realizes that it's not going to work, he can just switch into drone saturation, and because he's on 5 hatcheries, it won't be that bad of an economy. But if Semih moves out, he won't have a very big army. It's going to be an army with a lot of storms, a really high storm to unit ratio. So if Semih doesn't hit with the storms, or has just okay storms killing like 3 Hydralisks per, 2 or 3 Hydralisks per, then it's not going to be able to do a lot of damage, and Semih might lose his entire army if he gets a little bit too aggressive with it. So it's going to be hard for either player to be terribly aggressive here. Is Michael going to go for Lurkers? Yes. Liking Lurker decision at this point. About 20% done. And good storm going down, hitting a lot of the Hydralisks, but he's still going in. He doesn't realize how many are there. Michael needs to back up. Michael needs to back up, but he's not going to. He's just going to go in. Oh, that's... He did not know how many storms were there.
That was a good storm. And there are even 2 more storms left, and maybe a third coming soon. And Mass Goon follow up. Again, Goons.
Again, man. Just play that 1A style.
Oh, that was a really good storm.
Yeah, great storms going down, hitting a lot of these Hydralisks, and now Semih does have a bit of an opportunity to attack. It's still a relatively small army, but this time around he will have an Archon that's going to help out a lot against the Lings, if Michael does decide to go in that direction. Michael still does have some Hydralisks out on the field. He's going to slow down Semih, force Semih to go kind of slowly, and it gives Michael an opportunity to reinforce. Also gives him an opportunity to get some Lurkers out. Or did he cancel the Lurker upgrade?
I'm not exactly sure, because I'm currently searching for the Dark Templar that went out, but I don't see a Hydra which has kills at the 3rd base, so I don't know where the Dark Templar went.
Well, Semih gonna go for a fast 3rd. This map is pretty safe as far as thirds are concerned. That can be a big choke, but it's the big choke closer to your base, so it's not terribly easy for Zerg to get over in that direction. This bridge can really slow down units, so it's going to be pretty safe. But Semih's going to walk into hold position lurkers.
Oh
Hold
god,
position lurkers.
that's
No, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael with so much discipline to not press the attack button.
yeah, it was good because he
don't-
needs to wait for the High Templar to move in so he
Yeah,
can snipe them,
that was
or else he would just walk out of it.
Yeah, he could have done some damage to the Dragoons, but it wasn't going to be really worth it. He wasn't going to get any Dragoon kills. It was just going to take down a lot of shields and do a little bit of other damage. Oh.
But his problems are the High Templars right
Yeah,
now.
but if he had sniped the High Templars, that would have been a game-changing move.
Yeah.
And still no observers out, so Semih doesn't... Not only does Semih not have observers to see the lurkers, he doesn't even know lurkers are out yet. After this engagement, we'll check in his base to see if he has it on the way. Yeah, observatory's on the way, but still going to be a little while before the observatory finishes, the observer builds, and then the observer catches up with the army. How many lurkers are out? Just 3? 4. Looks like just 4. And a couple here.
Semih is in an extremely good position because he has a good amount of gateways. He has 6 gateways now making units, and he got his third base safe up now, and he still has a really good composition with many goons and many storms. And that Hydra lurker composition will really hurt Michael right now. He needs to make more Sunkens and somehow get into Hive, or just out-macro him, but he can't out-macro that big ball of Protoss.
Yeah, there are a lot of storms. Very soon we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 storms? 9 or 10 storms. As Semih is moving out, he has an observer, and this is going to be very difficult for Michael to hold off this attack. And Semih might be able to end the game right here, right now.
And Michael doesn't even have +1 attack upgrade, which you normally have, so his forces won't be that good. And let's see the storms.
Oh, the storms are coming. There we go. One storm going down, not doing a whole lot of damage. Good storm dodge by Michael. He's actually sniping some High Templar, but it doesn't matter.
GG.
Just gonna GG anyway. There were too many units
doesn't
there.
even matter, the storm. Doesn't even need the storms.
Guess what, Bach, are you?
There is no 4-0.
There's no 4-0! Nice! Use that, that telepathic internet right there. Boom. Alright. You got the new password, right?
New?
Go look at the Skype chat.
Oh god.
Oh.
How the hell should I use that?
Just type it in.
I just copy paste it. Okay, not found. Next game password will be. Yes,
Okay,
but what's
yeah,
the name?
it's up. It's up. Same name. I just hadn't created it yet.
Password is incorrect. Oh god damn.
Did I do it wrong? Oh, I typed it in wrong. Oh man, the game password doesn't even look good. This is stupid. I made a mistake with this. I was trying to get all fancy. But clearly I have failed, as he beat you to it. This is going to be the password.
Yeah, thanks Michael.
I done goofed. There's no way to make good passwords, but I forget what the 2 characters are supposed to be. Oh, man. I feel silly now.
Yeah, you missed an L in the password.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. That's fine. We're starting. Game number 4. It was L's and I's. Okay. We'll do it with L's and I's next time. Alright, in the left position we have Michael as the TL Zerg. And we have Semih as the... Whoop, oh, that's fine. We have Semih as the brown Protoss. On the right side. And you know what? There was one game where Michael did not fail at cheesing. There was one game that Michael lost. Just saying.
Because he didn't even cheese.
Yeah. You gotta.
Oh wait. Well, he went for 5-hedge Hydra, which
It's not
could.
not enough cheese. It's not cheesy enough. Doesn't count. It's aggressive. It's not cheesy.
The double B's cheeseburger.
Okay, so clearly, what Michael needs to do is he needs to cheese, then lull Semih into a false sense of security, then snipe all his tech units. This seems like a pretty solid plan. Oh, but Semih's going for gateways. Alright.
Oh, one base. Sweet.
Yep. We have some one base action from Semih. Could be 2-gate, could be 1-gate tech. Both are pretty risky. But we'll see. Especially if he goes 1-gate tech. It's that build, man. It's theoretically a viable build, but it just doesn't work out very often.
It's just that people don't often play it, so it can't work out because nobody plays it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like darkness. More darkness, please.
Yeah. Clearly, in the series we have casted today, we have not seen enough Dark Templar compared to last week. There needs to be
Yeah.
so many more Dark Templar in this game. Semih has not realized that Dark Templar are actually a very important unit in ISL3. Alright, so Michael this time around is going to go expand to his natural, and his spawning pool is just finished, so we'll be getting some lings out off of the overpool. How many sets of lings is he going to make? Okay, this time he is going to make 3 sets of lings. And 3 sets of lings are going to be very nice against only 1 gateway. It's going to be hard for Semih to really hold it off. He has to have really, really nice micro with his 2 zealots he's going to get out in time. As the lings are now on the way, that one popping. He won't know which direction to send them, though, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah,
I'm allowed to take a guess.
That's kind of why I never go overpool and on a 4-player map, because you just don't know which direction to send them, and if you don't drone scout, and you don't catch the proto space with your overlord, you just don't know if you can place a 3rd hatchery far away or you can't. So right now he's placing the hatchery and boom. So he will either go mass links or he will cancel it. And that link nearly managed to get in.
Yeah.
That was close.
But the Ling did get far enough to see that Semih's only on 1 base. Doesn't know if it's 2-gate or 1-gate. Although if it no, he does know. Because if it was 2-gate, then there would be 3 zealots on the ramp. Because you do need 3 to completely block it off. So, I think that Michael should know that Semih's only on 1 gate. He doesn't know what kind of tech.
And the tech will be Citadel.
Citadel, okay.
It looks like darkness.
Alright. Alright, good stuff. Dark Templar with no Corsairs. Let's do it. Michael's not going to be able to break up that ramp, though. 3 Zealots are going to be tight. Sneaking out a probe, though. Is the probe going to be able to get by the links? Yep, but the lings aren't paying attention. And Semih's going to build a really early goon once again, despite being on only 1 base.
Yeah, he needs a goon to deny scouting with Overlord, because he doesn't know where the Overlord is. And it's still good, like it's a mini cannon. So your defense with your 3 seals and the goon is pretty much not going to be destroyed. And I predict darkness. And it looks like darkness.
Reset your mic.
Darkness. And
So, Michael once again going to try to go for the bust. He has a lot of lings here, but that's just such a good position for the Zealots to be in, even with a Dragoon behind it. And just look, the Zealots are taking no damage. This one might go down, but not even. Not even. Not losing a single Zealot. He had a Zealot in reserve anyway for if one of them went down. But Michael...
And that's why you make the goon.
Yeah, Michael's just going to continue to mass slings. Now getting a lair, but he is really committing to a lot of speedlings here. If he goes in for another attack, this next attack might be more successful, as there are a lot of injured Zealots. Semih doing a good job putting 2 full health Zealots back in the front, followed up with the injured Zealots in the back. He still has this as the weak guy, though. I wonder if he did that on purpose. He had the one with 51 health in front and the ones with 49 and 19 in the back. I wonder if he was actually looking at their relative healths. But, oh yeah. Oh yeah, 3 Dark Templar at the same time! Let's do it!
I called it.
Let's do it! Man, just so many Dark Templar, it doesn't even matter if they're seed. They're gonna eat everything alive.
The problem Michael had was he had to make a decision. Either cancel the hatchery or play in a way that he can defend his far away third hatchery. And the most common way is massing links, which he did. And you sort of have to be aggressive in order to do anything with your army, or else you can't deny the tag which is coming right now. And the 3 Dark Templars are completely unscouted because, like any time versus Yellow, the Goon is distracting like hell. And the Goon will make all links leave from the base, so we can see the Protoss army moving out. And those DTs will most likely kill everything because, again, there is no Sunken.
There is no Sunken. There is a creep colony that hasn't even started yet. There goes. The Sunken colony's on the way. It's going to be picked up really quickly. He should cancel it, save 50 minerals. Not going to bother to save that. And now he can try to block the ramp with drones, but that's not going to do terribly much, as DTs are pretty good versus drones. Now,
Yeah.
And now they're just going to kill everything. Oh,
Okay.
man. The Zerglings are coming back, but the DTs are actually can do a pretty good
They
job versus
will
Zerglings.
die.
No. No! Oh, Semih didn't back his DTs up into a corner. Oh, that was a mistake from Semih. He allowed Michael to get a really good surround on the DTs. It didn't cost him that many links. He could have done a lot more damage there if he was a little bit more patient, but 2 more DTs, 3 more DTs coming up, along with a lot of Zealots this time. And now...
You can't beat up Flinks.
Oh, man, that is too much for the Lings. He doesn't have +1, does he? No, no +1. So the Lings have slightly more of a chance, but not much more of one.
It's always so horrible seeing those games with darkness, because it's just massing Dark Templars and 3 more coming, and they just melt everything in their way.
GG for Michael.
GG.
And Semih ties it up 2-2. Doesn't even matter that they're invisible. Invisibility had nothing to do with that game. They just ate everything. Alright. Oh, right. We're gonna do fun passwords. Okay. We're gonna do I's and L's. We're gonna do this. And you can copy paste that.
Yes. Go, go,
Okay, game's
go.
up. No, that didn't work. Oh, it probably had to be capitalized.
Eh? Doesn't matter, just close.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Ah, curses.
Too slow. Too
Barely.
slow.
I clicked on the... I skipped it when going down the first time, and then I clicked on the one above it. Apparently you got a new address.
Wait, it's
Curses. Alright, we'll do it with capitalized.
it's a different account than before.
Oh yeah, you keep switching accounts.
Why?
So that when I ban him, he can come in again.
Oh,
For a second
yeah.
time. Alright. We have Michael as the green Zerg in the bottom right. And we have Semih as the teal Protoss in the bottom left. And the map is Gladiator. Yes, Gladiator.
Yeah, and we are tied 2-2, and I actually have no idea what will happen next. Because Semih played a different build in every game, and Michael, I don't know. Well, the last game on Circuit Breaker was a little bit Michael's fault with expecting Semih to go Forge expand, but he didn't. So we will see what happens next. No one base this time. Maybe because it's a reverse ramp. Reverse ramp. I'm predicting +1 speed seals this time.
+1 speed seals this time. Alright. Semih's tilting that pylon really far back. No, okay, not that far back. I think most players build it a little bit farther forward, but it's going to be fine where it is. and it doesn't block the Nexus or anything. Alright. And Michael, once again, with an overpull. Alright.
Kinda strange going yet again overpool on a 4-player map without scouting. So if he would run again against some kind of one-base build, he is in trouble again. But yeah, this map is not really good for one base because of the reverse ramp. So it's hard to keep the ramp against Mathlings.
Yeah. Spawning pool just finishing up for Michael. We'll see if he builds 6 slings again, but he won't know which direction from the 6 slings. Once again, Semih with a questionable wall.
Yeah, there will be holes everywhere.
I mean,
even on top of the gateway.
Yeah, if he puts the gateway here, that I don't think he has enough pylon power to put it here. So
I think he will make it on top of the forge, but I don't even know if it fits there.
If he puts it on top of the forge, then that's not going to be tight. That one will be. But then the bigger issue is that your cannon's completely unguarded. But then he could totally throw down a second pylon here, and it'd actually be not a terrible wall, and bait Michael once again. We'll see.
In my experience, the gateway cliff wall here is not tight, so he can run by with links. But I don't know if that kind of cliff results in the same gap. I know it's not tight on Colosseum, for example, or on desert maps.
We'll see.
Michael this time going for a closer third hatchery. So, if I remember correctly, he will go Mutalisks. Like a sort of delayed Mutalisks, 3 hatch spine to 5 hatch with delayed Mutalisks and a fast third gas.
Yeah, I'm liking that idea. If he wanted to be really aggressive with it, he'd still get a closer third base, but he probably would have even gone for this one, as he really doesn't need a third gas. Could have just gotten that mineral only, if he really wanted to go for some kind of cheesy aggression. But yeah, given that he did get the one that's slightly farther away, getting that gas also just in a safer overall location, it's a lot easier to guard that ramp than it is to guard this huge reverse ramp.
How many stream viewers do we have?
It's been hovering right under 300.
Oh, nice. That was kind of strange how fast Semih lost his probe scout, because it just directly ran into links, and now he has to start again with the Overlord side. Now the Overlord will go home, even if he didn't see anything of the main.
You need to reset your mic again.
Oh god.
Well, Semih getting the Stargate, getting the Citadel, it could be +1 speed zeals as Valkyrie predicted. Semih playing it a lot more standard this time around. But it's certainly not too late for Goons. He hasn't started Goon range though, and he is getting his 3rd Zealot, so yeah. It does look like that Semih will avoid going for Mass Goons this game, as his Mass Goons haven't really been working out for him. And Michael's Fire is just about to finish up. Oh, Snap is Zealot? Nope.
Ooh.
Not quite. Bill's gonna stay alive. Stargate, getting the first Corsair out. Once again though, Semih is not going to get speed, instead going to get the Templar Archives first. So we'll see him get a lot of storms out. But it made a little... Go ahead.
It should be the same build like he did on... I forgot the map. Yeah, on La Mancha. With 1 Dark Templar and then going High Templar first. But if I remember correctly, then Scourge out when we get it.
Nice.
Nice.
Did use 3 Scourge
And
on
a
him.
past third gas. Ah, I'm so good at this. At watching Michael's streams and knowing what he will play. Because he's also a +1 air armor.
Michael building more Scourge this time, though. He's going to try to hunt down those Corsairs, but Cannon Warping in. Gonna make it pretty hard. And Scourge are just forced to back off. Now, last time Semih went for a big goon follow-up after...
Dark Templar, 3 kills.
Yeah.
Hey.
He went for a big goon follow-up after the Dark Templar and the early High Templar. But it looks like he's still going to go for that early Dark Templar, some early High Templar, and then with a more normal Protoss composition rather than the huge goon force.
Yeah.
The Templar's moving out.
We'll see.
Is that a Spore Colony? No, it's a Sunken Colony. So if the Corsairs take out this Overlord, DT's going to have an opportunity to do some damage here. Scourge need to come out to defend. Oh, but that...
Well, the Scourge.
There's a couple morphing in. But it doesn't matter because there's an Overlord that's about to pop, so the DT won't be able to get any
nice
damage.
wall. That evolution chamber is completely walling off.
Yeah, that was pretty
So
sick.
the Templar couldn't go in. That was sick. Okay.
Indeed. I think we all are in... we have a common
agree.
consensus here that that was indeed sick. Yeah. I mean, wasn't the biggest thing in the world. It saved probably 3 drones. And it cost him 25 minerals. But certainly worth it. And if you realize that you can do that to defend against the Dark Templar, more power to you. Good move.
Semih is going goons again. And it will be the
really?
same Storm Goon composition.
Yeah, he just didn't get the early... He just waited a little bit longer to get the goons.
And that is many Scourge, yes?
Yeah,
Out.
there's a good number of Scourge. I don't like... I don't know, these Dragoons have not been working out for Semih so far. They have been shut down every time. Michael coming in with a good Air Force here, combination of Scourge and Mutalisk. He's obviously going to be able to shut down the Corsairs pretty easily when they come back. Are the Dragoons going to be able to get back in time to do much? I don't think they can actually get very much. It's going to be down to the Storms. Storm going down, storming
Ooh,
the
nice.
Scourge. Picking off a bunch of them. Now the Mutalisks are going in for Templar Snipes. Oh! He stormed all of his own High Templar, but he instantly morphed them to save them, making them an Archon. The other Templar does go down, though, and Michael taking out all of the Templar. Although two of them did make that Archon. Now the Dragoons can focus on the Mutalisks can focus on the Dragoons until that Archon comes out. The Archon is done now, and there's going to be a lot of good harassing opportunity for these Mutalisks. The probes are going to be forced to be pulled. And now how much damage can Michael do? Taking out one Dragoon, taking out another Dragoon, and taking one hit from the Archon. That's not good. The Mutalisks are starting getting a little bit squishy now.
All those goons.
Oh, taking some hits from the Corsair, but it's only one, and no!
Oh, so close.
Archon focused on the wrong Mutalisk, didn't quite get in there, and he's going to snipe more High Templar. He's going to snipe more High Templar. This is huge, because if because Semih wanted to push out with 6 High Templar, and it would have been an amazingly strong push. Now he has 0 High Templar, and anything Semih can do in the mid-game is going to be so much weaker because of these Mutalisks. Great damage done by Michael, and he still didn't even... Well, he essentially lost all his Mutalisks. 2 Mutalisks really isn't going to do anything. But still, great damage done, picking up so many Dragoon kills, picking up those High Templar kills, picking up even some probe kills.
That was a really good attack by Michael, and it completely worked against Semih's build. And Semih needed everything from his build just to defend those Mutalisks, and they still...
Nope.
Okay, now they are dead. But he wasted all 6 Storms and High Templars, and now he has to face a mass Hydra force with +1.
And it looks like Semih canceled his goons and is switching into +1 zealots. Is speed on the way? You have to assume so. Yeah, speed's halfway done. But these slow lots are not going to be terribly good against the Hydralisks if Michael micros. Nope,
Michael?
he's just not going to. He's fine, man. Just get punched in the face. Don't even care. Okay, now we're gonna micro a little bit. So you can whittle this way a little bit, but wow, I kind of shrugged that off. But that was actually a pretty big mistake for Michael, not microing his Hydralisk. He was trying to go for the Templar snipes. He did get the Templar in the back, which is nice, and he did take out the Archon, but it cost him way more Hydralisk than they should have.
And speed now finished for the Zealots, and now I have no idea who is ahead anymore.
Yeah, oh, Michael would have been in such a good position. He would have had a huge Hydra Bust opportunity. And Semih does have a lot of gateway, so he can throw out a lot of units. No, I don't know. Michael hasn't been able to set up a 4th base in the meantime. It's still just
more
on
Mutalisks.
3. And going for more Mutalisks? Indeed, going for more Mutalisks. Well, had great success so far. And Semih's getting pretty close to mined out at this point. If the Mutalisks can come in and do a lot more damage, preventing Semih from setting up a 3rd base, which is very possible. The Mutalisks can easily harass it if they go and scout it. He might be able to just starve out Semih. I think that's a pretty viable option at this point. Flying with the Mutalisk, get the Templar snipes! Oh! Ooh, Storm going down, doing a lot of damage, and he didn't even get the snipe. But he comes back around, gets 3 Templar snipes, and now going to move out. Looks like about 40 damage to the flock. I think the highest health one had 40 damage done to it. So actually, a lot of these Mutalisks are injured. He didn't quite dodge that first storm correctly, but he did manage to snipe 3 Templar. And this Overlord, he's going far enough in to see that the 3rd base is on the way. Michael could easily shut that down if he just went up and saw it. But instead he's going for an attack, another huge wave of Hydralisks. They are going to be able to get up to the ramp to a good extent, sniping the Templar in the back. Michael's being so aggressive with these snipes, constantly shutting them down. Storm going down, picking off a couple of the Mutalisks. As the Hydralisks are moving in though, he's still not microing Hydralisks. But it's against Speedlot, significantly harder to micro them against. But it is
really close.
Going to hold him. Oh, maybe not. Those Zealots are all injured, and now more Hydralisks are coming in. No Templar in the... Oh, there are Templar in the back, but they just don't have Storms. No Storms in the back. And they're still 10 energy away. Semih needs to retreat with the Templar, save them so he can get a Storm off later. Going in for the snipe. Getting one of... No, yes, getting one of them, but more Hydralisks are moving in, they already took out the cannons, more Zealots are coming up, but they're going to be funneled pretty heavily, and Storm! No! He went for the Storm! No! He actually did pretty well in the Storm. But
it was so close.
But he could have done a lot more. Michael was not paying attention. He lost a lot of his Hydralisks, stopping that +2 upgrade from coming up, and now all these probes are going to go down. GG from Semih!
GG.
And Michael goes up 3-2. And only needs a single more game to clutch this out and advance on to the round of 4 to play against Doty. Okay, new password time. I'm gonna get this right with the capitals. Oops. Oh, you gotta redo it all.
Not found.
I haven't made it yet.
Not
I had to type it to you, and then I have to type it myself.
Password is incorrect. Not found. Password is incorrect.
Really?
Password.
Damn, I'm bad at this. You know what? I'm just gonna ignore the guy. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Just make the beginning password.
Yeah, we're going back to the beginning.
Just
it's up now.
Swift right hand at the band
I
button.
don't have a swift right hand. We've established this.
Just predict him.
Oh. Damn, man. It's always the simplest answer. Always the simplest answer.
If you're not fast in StarCraft, you have to predict your enemy and outsmart him. Like me.
Alright. Ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's go. Game number 6 of Michael versus Semih. Semih needs to win 2 in a row to stay alive. Michael, possibly about to advance. In the bottom right position, we have Semih as the green.
Green.
There we go. I was looking for the green color. As the green as the green Protoss, and we have Michael at the top position as the blue Zerg. I actually forgot to mention it earlier, but I will mention it now. Despite the fact that Technics is lost, and whoever loses here they are not eliminated from ISL. Did you know that, Bakuyu?
Yes, because they fight for the 5th place, 5th, 6th, and 7th place next week, round robin tournament, or I don't know.
Indeed. If you look at the prize distribution, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th all get different prize amounts. So we got to determine a 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And the way we are going to do that is OSL style groups. The person with the highest record gets 5th, the person with the lowest record gets 8th. And if there's a tie, which is pretty likely,
Let's go tiebreaker.
then we have tiebreakers. And it's like OSL tiebreakers, but even more tiebreakers. Because OSL, if you have a 2-2, 2-2, 1-1, 1-1, or excuse me, 2-1, 2-1, 1-2, 1-2, they don't bother doing tiebreakers because it really doesn't matter. We will do tiebreakers for that. We'll have 2 tiebreakers to determine a 5th and a 6th, and then another tiebreaker to determine 7th and 8th. There will be so many tiebreakers.
Yeah, but isn't there some other kind of breakdown measure? Because if they have the same score, isn't it about the head-on score? Like if one person beat the other person, but they both have 2-1 records, wouldn't then? If you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. You
Yeah.
have punched a hole in my infinite tiebreaker. I actually don't know if we're going to. I don't know what happens if it's. I don't actually know what happens if it's 2-1, 2-1. We might be head to head. I hope it's not. I hope we do tiebreakers. I think we're gonna do tiebreakers. But Baku, you might be right. I actually don't know the format for it. I got a little bit too overeager. Thanks a lot, Baku. Pointing out my lack of knowledge there.
I don't know.
But it's fine. Michael only making 1 set of Zerglings, so going to go for more of an economic follow-up. Why? I don't know why Michael keeps doing this. On the maps that are 3-player maps or 2-player maps, he builds few links. And then on the maps where it's 4-player maps, he builds 6 links. And then doesn't use the 6 links because he can't scout his opponent at first.
Yeah, he made those 6 links in order to survive against the 2-gate, because he can't for sure say that the probe scout that came to his base was at the pylon timing or the gateway timing, but he got scouted first here, so he can conclude that it is a pylon scout, and going for pylon scout while going one base is extremely uncommon, especially on 3-player maps, which concludes that Semih must go for Forge expansion. Forge. Yeah. But yeah, doesn't really matter that much. The bigger problem is going overpool on 4-player maps while not scouting your opponent, in my opinion. But yeah, nice wall by Semih, and he is just taking normally.
No, he's not taking.
No Hydra platform, like.
He's not taking normally. He skipped first Zealot and went core before Zealot.
Oh.
So he's gonna get something tech. He's gonna get some kind of tech out very quickly. I do like the breastman of the Cyber Core because it's going to slow down a Ling run by. This was a little bit of a liability, but doing this is going to force the Lings to cut a little bit more inside, give the cannon a little bit more time to shoot at him. But the more important thing is that he couldn't place it anywhere else because he didn't have a pylon set down in his main yet. So, Stargate on the way.
That's a nice placed Hydra Den in the back of the main, and that was placed when the probe still was in the main base, but on the right side of the hatchery in the main. So it was out of range for Semih to see, and let's see how he will stop that. Maybe the still will see it.
Overlord flew over. Overlord clearly saw the Stargate. Almost certain I saw the Citadel as well. So Michael should know what is coming up. But it's just a matter of how he's going to react to what's presumably going to be Fast Templar. He doesn't have the Zealot count for going for fast speed to make sense. And going for snipes on the one Zealot that is out on the map. Doing a little bit of damage, just wearing down the shields though. And another cannon has been made. It is indeed going to be Fast Templar. So we might see the same thing Semih's been doing every time, Just this time
Yeah.
a little bit faster.
Yeah, and I don't really know why Michael tries to Hydra him, because it didn't work out even once. Well, he won the game on on
Gladiators.
Heartbreak Witch, but only because Semih went for the Goon Reaver push. But after that, he went more fast Templar. So it's kind of risky for Michael to do it again. And that is many cannons. And that was quite an early showing from those Hydras, I would say. So there was still no High Templars, no Dark Templars. Storm researching, but one High Templar in the gateway from the natural that could go down to the ranged Hydras, so it's risky.
Yeah.
And it took,
sorry, Semih
Yeah,
is not actually building a Dark Templar. He stopped Corsair production as well. Just going to go with 2, which is an interesting number of going with 2 rather than 1. But, I don't know how he plans on doing this. Oh, the Templar going in front? Templar going in front? No, Michael doesn't see it. Could have easily sniped that Templar, but no. Templar will be allowed to live. Storm about 60% done.
and we have a really good person in the stream, because the X Factor 3 completely called Michael's build, which is going for drop. And Michael will go Hydra drop.
Interesting. Semih's not
Yeah.
going to have a whole lot of... Ooh, he's getting the gateways on now, but he won't have a whole lot of gateways... He won't have a whole lot of units when the drop actually finishes.
The second High Templar just came out of the... Oh, Storm!
Oops.
Nice. The second High Templar just came out of the natural gateway before it went down. And that will be many speed seals and High Templar. And speed finished already for the Overlords, and that will be a Hydra drop.
I hope that guy's name is a reference to Marvel, and it's a reference to level 3 X Factor. But I have fighting games on the brain, because I've been watching a lot of UFGT8. Shout out to UFGT8. It's a big fighting game tournament that's going down in Chicago right now. But we have StarCraft to deal with before that. Speed is getting close to being done, and, well, Michael has a lot of Overlords here. I hope Semih saw the big number, because that is way too many to defend against Dark Templar. You should know that you might be able to guess that a drop's on the way. The Hydras are getting ready to be loaded up. This is a good map for drops just because it's so easy to drop them in. And the Templar sees! The Templar storms! But it doesn't matter because most of the Hydralisks, well, he still did manage to get a lot of Hydralisks. But a lot of these Overlords are injured now. The Corsairs coming back, but a couple of Corsairs aren't going to be enough to actually kill any of the injured Overlords, and now they're going to drop all the Hydralisks on top of Zealots. Here come more Corsairs coming back. They're going to be able to kill all these Overlords, but most of the Hydralisks are down, and the Hydralisks, there's still a good number of Hydralisks. Templar coming in, Storm going down. He needs to Storm dodge really effectively right now. He has a good opportunity. So many Storms, so many Templar, and Michael not Storm dodging. And making them into Archons. I think one of those Archons is certainly going to be able to finish. The Hydralisks can't be able to focus them both down fast enough. Oh, man.
What Storm?
That is brutal. He needs to bring in more Hydralisks. These are very injured Overlords to be doing it with. So he needs to try to avoid the Corsairs. Nope, getting the last Corsair, but all the Hydralisks have been cleaned up, and he has done no damage so far. He needs to keep rallying them in, though, but it's going to be so hard now that Semih's on 5 gateways. Is that a 6th gateway? That is a 6th gateway. It's just going to be so hard for him to do anything, and Lurkers are on the way, but Semih has no detection against the Lurkers. He has no cannons. Okay, he has 1 cannon. He has 1 cannon for Lurker detection in the main.
Where?
He's making it next to the Stargate.
Okay, but they are not in the mineral line.
No, they're not protecting the mineral line.
So he could potentially drop 2 Lurker behind the natural and the rest in the main, and that could be really hard for Semih.
That would be very strong. Semih doesn't realize that Lurkers are on the way.
He saw it.
Loading.
He saw it.
Oh, he saw it? Well, loading them up. The Corsairs are going to be back, though, and the Corsairs can hit these. There's no
And
defense.
the cannons.
And no, he needs to pull back. He actually cannot get the drop off, at least not from that angle.
Oh.
Sniping down the injured Overlord. That kills 4 Hydralisks. Oh, but he did do a lurker drop up at the top here. He needs to reposition it, though, because that cannon can hit it.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael.
It.
Okay, it's fine. The cannon's just... Okay, there we go. The cannon's just going to keep missing on the other side of the lurker. Okay. Bringing in 2 more lurkers. Hopefully puts them a little bit farther down this time. And Storm coming down. Does he have 2 Storms?
Oh god, the storm hit both.
Wow, very nicely placed. I thought it was going to miss both, but no. It in fact did hit both. Doesn't have another Storm yet. You're going to have to wait. Or at least there's one in the back. Doesn't quite have enough energy, but will soon. Michael's still working on this contain, keeping it up strong. Semih just needs to do everything to defend right now. He now has enough energy to get that Storm off. But these lurkers actually can't do too much damage just because of the positioning of the cannons. I think he's not even going to bother wasting it. Just wait for that other cannon to warp in instead. And... Shuttle? Shuttle! Oh, we have DT drops. We have DT drops. Oh, 5,
I also
6,
missed that.
7... It looks like Michael missed it too. Because he is not pulling drones. It's okay, man.
And Dark Templar in the main is also killing drones. And
oh, Michael lost. Michael lost! Michael lost to the super unit! There is a reason Dark Templars are the only unit in the game with capes. Because they are just superheroes. And now he attacks the spawning pool. Michael got the alert and he just goes, oh, I have 0 drones.
Didn't Semih win all the games with Dark Templars? This game right now and the one
I don't know
before
if he, I don't know if he won game 4 with it. No,
game 4 was
game,
on
game
Circuit
4 was
Breaker.
the in-base. So game
Yeah.
3. I can't remember how he won game 3.
Me neither, but
Oh, man.
this will be a one kind of drop push and it will get stormed and
Yeah. Michael, he can't drop. There's no way he can drop. He can just try to keep up the contain and set up anything behind it. But really, I don't think he can stop Semih when Semih decides to move out.
he has no way of keeping the container alive because he can't even make stuff out of our hatcheries except drones or scourges. Scourge.
Yep. You're gonna need some really nice storm block. Excuse me, storm dodging. And Semih's taking out the wrong cannon. Can he get through that gap? Maybe he can. Yeah, he can. Okay. Well, kind of. He'll be able to get out there eventually. And yeah, even bringing some drones. Michael putting everything into the contain. Storm's going down though. They're not doing a whole lot of damage, but they don't need to do damage. Dare I say he doesn't need storms at all. Oh, but that was a good one. That was also okay. Yeah, Michael's dead. Michael has 44 supply against 127. And Semih ferried out some units to be able to set up a third, just in case that bus did not work for whatever reason. He was going to have an economy. And now Michael still bringing in drones. Just doing anything he can at the Protoss. But no, Michael doesn't even have SimCity to fall back on. He's not doing so well right now.
He killed a gateway in his main in order to make his goons move out of his main.
Did you just ban Semih's #1 fan?
No, I time-outed him because no other mod is here except us two.
Yeah.
And he called us all retards and...
Awesome.
Yeah. It's okay. I know Semih is a really good player, but... If you... bitch on other people, then no.
Alright. And GG for Michael. Semih tying it up. And in complete opposite fashion of the other series that all went 4-0, we're going to have a Game 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. We're going back to original name.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Yo, alright. I'm gonna shut this out first, but then I have something to say. Let's go. Game number 7. Semih versus Michael on match point. Great map. Great map for long games. Great map for cheese. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
what about some shoutouts before the cast is over?
It's fine. We'll get those in. We'll get those in. In the bottom left, we have Michael as the orange Zerg.
God. Oh god.
Semih!
Semih, why?
Semih! Oh man, the game 7 cheese! With it all on the line, sending out the 5 probe. We're gonna have some proxy gateways. Oh man. Oh man, Semih, he didn't cheese in any of these other games. One base tech is not cheese.
That will be not a proxy 2 gate. I predict cannon wall in the natural.
Cannon wall in, proxy 2 gate. Either of these would be quite scary. Will he's not even gonna hide it. What?
What is this? Is he just going to scout him in order to not die to a 5 pull or to any other all-in, just to be sure that he's not 5 pull?
Wow, that's
Oh,
bold. That statement right there. Semih just told Michael, "You can't beat me straight up. I will sacrifice my economy in the early game just to make sure you're not 5 pooling me."
Yeah.
Wow, Semih, no respect at all for Michael. Zero respect for Michael. Oh man.
Yeah, that exactly looked like checking for a 5 pull or 4 pull.
It had to be. There's nothing else I could be.
Yeah.
Other than like it was checking for 5 pool or checking to make sure that there wasn't a proxy hatch somewhere. That was it.
Oh,
Michael losing the
poor drone.
Michael losing the drone.
If please place down the pylon before the probe goes down.
Michael working up. He's gonna be able to get 300 minerals. There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah. So that does go down, even though he lost 1 drone, and the spawning pool is finished. Michael only gonna build 1 set of Zerglings. He actually only has money for 1 set of Zerglings. We'll have to see what he builds after that. Can't click on the other leg. The other egg. They are overlapping.
That's a drone. Drone and link.
Drone and link. Okay. So once again, no link pressure on 2-player maps, or on not 4-player maps anyway. Alright.
Sweet, now my cat is awake and is disturbing me.
Good stuff.
Well, Michael goes 2 links on a 2-player map again, like we are used to in the 7 games right now.
Alright. Okay.
I was talking to my cat. That's why I whispered. No, it's not a lolcat.
So, now that we're transitioning into the normal game, I have a chance to say what, or not transitioning into a normal game, but it turns out to be a normal game. I have time to say what I wanted to say in the beginning. When watching that fighting game tournament, they were playing a bunch of random games, like really old games or games that just nobody plays. And in one of those games, I got to see the character Bakuryu. I got to see what you were
The
named
game most
after.
likely was Bloody War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You named yourself after a character from a Virtua Fighter style game that turns into a shrew person. That was the gimmick of the game. Anybody who's not
That's
familiar
a
with
mole.
It's a mole. Okay, it was
Yes.
it was brown, so I thought it was a shrew, but okay, it's a mole. Okay, so
Yeah.
the gimmick for the game, for anybody who's not aware, it's like a standard fighter. It's like a standard 3D fighter, but then every character of the game randomly turns into an animal. And Bakuryu turns into the guy who turns into a mole.
Yes.
Why? Why, Bakuryu, would you pick the guy that turns into a mole?
Because I like using him. every time I played. And I only have Bloody War 2. I don't know which version they played. And it's in Bloody War 2, Bakyu is a younger boy, and his style just fit my playstyle. I would say. It was just fun playing with him.
Oh man.
And I'm sort of the way he is. That's why I also like the name. Anyway, we have a game to cast.
Yeah. Michael went for the closer hatch rate. Almost certainly going to be Mutalisks. Given no?
Yeah, could be. I'm quite surprised that he took the bottom expansion compared to the top left, which is the natural third base, I would say.
Right.
Because that's what everybody takes, so it's quite easy to get the mineral only in between them. So yeah, the Mutalisk build could be a good idea, and the Seal Harvesting got a kill.
Yep. But it looks like it's only going to be one, as the Lings managed to pick off the Zealot. And that's why I was thinking that it was going to be a pretty Mutalisk heavy build, because there's no other reason to take this base down here. It's just so rare. The only advantage is that it's really close by air to your main. So I'm thinking that means that he wants to go for a Mutalisk style attack. This map is kind of interesting for Mutalisks because it is really big. So Mutalisk can't exactly get back to defend terribly easily compared to other units. But there is a lot of high ground for the Mutalisk to abuse, and that natural is going to be very easy for Mutalisk to harass.
Oh, Michael messing up completely with denying that scout. He went around the probe for like 2-3 times, and the probe managed to see the creep, so he knows that a hatchery is there now. But a good point about this base at the bottom is that it's really easy to SimCity yourself in that base. So you're pretty much secure against any mass seal attack. And Michael goes for the Muta build he did on... I forgot the map. But he did it earlier.
And Semih's going to be going for the same build as well. Once again, the fast Templar Archives. Once again, only making 2 Corsairs. And once again, with that fast Storm. Is he going to make a DT? Yes. This time we're going to have 2 DTs. So mixing up in that way, a little bit of extra Dark Templar pressure. I don't know if he scouted out with the Corsair and then started the DTs, or if he was just going to make 2 DTs anyway. This base is looking quite secure against DTs.
Yeah, and Gladiator. Good one.
Yeah. There's only one sunken colony at each base, but as long as the Overlords are alive, well, I don't know, 2 DTs can take out a sunken colony. It's possible. There is one pylon here that is pretty easy for Mutalisks to hit, and is powering 3 cannons, a forge, and a gateway.
Yeah, but
just saying.
It's still hard to hit.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't play Zerg or anything, but I would be tempted if I played Zerg.
Yeah. Where are the Dark Templars? Oh, they're outside and killing stuff and denying bases and killing things.
Yeah. Where is the up? Yeah, the other one is just scouting up top to see if there was an expansion up there. There is not. Michael is only on 3 bases, with one of them being that bottom expansion. And the Mutalisks are on
he is going again for goons.
Yeah. He's getting 2 goons, but he isn't getting goon range yet. Ooh. But what he is getting, he's getting Maelstrom.
Yeah, he also sent those 2 Dark Templar home in his main. He's extremely predicting Michael's movements in all the games so far.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna have that much problems against Mutalisks as he's had, go all in with the defense, man. He has so many Templar. This is going to be so dangerous for Michael.
Yeah, well, the Dark Archon is kind of late, so he has to survive first without it.
He hasn't seen it yet. He hasn't seen the Dark Archon, so the Mutalisks are going in. The Scourge will see it, though. The Scourge can fly
Yeah.
over it. Okay, they know that there's a Dark Archon there. Oh man, the Mutalisks need to be so careful not to get close to Dark Archon, because Dark Archon in Storm will crush Michael. I don't know if
He has no storm. He goes Archon.
Oh, did he cancel Storm?
Or does...
No,
I don't know.
He had started a
Okay.
really early Storm.
Okay, yeah, no, he still got Storm. Okay, it's just seeing that Archon made me think that he didn't get Storm, but I think he still got it.
No,
But now Michael is kind of in a problematic situation because he can't rely that much on his Mutalisks, and yeah,
yeah, this is
the Archon scared him.
This is actually looking like a pretty solid build from Semih, because he still has a good number of early storms, so he can still do a lot of damage to a Hydra Lurker army, and is going to be very strong against that. At the same time,
Yep.
that Dark Archon really hard countered the Mutalisks, really making Michael hesitant to move in for very good reason. So,
The biggest weakness to Semih's build is opening Lurker first into some sort of double upgrades with fast hive, because you have Defiler ready for any goon attack and your Lurkers are able to deny any expansion until he somehow manages to get Observer. But Michael never plays Lurker first, as far as I know, so his style is in itself really good against Michael's style. And now he tries to... now Michael has a really good map control and map vision with all those orange dots out of the map, and placing some sunkens in the bottom expansion. But now I'm not exactly sure how he will defend that push, because it has a good amount of storms, like 6 storms and a Dark Archon. So he more or less has to face the 6 storms because he can't snipe them. And he has no lurkers, so he still has the high ground though.
yeah, and that high
Let's
ground's going to
see.
help out a lot against the Mutalisks. Excuse me, against the Hydralisks.
nice
But
storm.
good Storm, and all the
Oh,
Mutalisks
nice
are
storm.
going to go down. That is
Oh,
huge,
God.
and Michael now in a whole mess of trouble. There are just too many storms for him to deal with here. He just doesn't have enough units. He's going to be able to take out the Archon, but that's not enough. There are so many Dragoons behind this. I bet he's having storms. Yes, he still has a Templar with 200 energy. There are more storms behind it. He still has the Dark Archon if Michael was to go for Mutalisks again, and there was just no good way for Michael to get out of that. He needed to snipe the Templar, yet he couldn't snipe the
Oh,
Templar
God.
because of the Dark Archon. Oh no, and Semih's going to be able to cake out this base, making it a 3 base versus 3 base. Michael's going to go up in advance. Oh,
nice man.
good Maelstrom hitting 6 of the Hydralisks, taking them out, and now more Dragoons are filing in. Lurkers are out though, and Lurkers will be the saving grace here as there is no more Storm left. But it's not going to be enough to save that hatchery. Oh man, how much longer until Observer Tech? Nope, Observers are out. Or at least the observatory's up, and observers are on the way. Yeah. Hive on the way for Michael. But 3 base Hive is not terribly strong. He would need amazing Defiler play. I don't know if it's possible. There's a lot of Dragoons though. So maybe 1 or 2 Defilers could really turn this around for him. Templar going in for snipes? Templar going in to kill himself. Okay. That's cool too.
Yeah, as you can see, Lurkers pretty much hold any of Semih's aggression, even now, even though the Lurkers are kind of late because he first went Mutalisks and Hydras and then Lurker. But Semih again got 3rd base uncontested and still has 6 gateways pumping units. And now he has Observer and still Dark Archon. Okay, he has no energy, but... ooh, sending Seals in first is not that good.
Yeah, he's
But
going to eat a lot of hits on the Zealots, but it doesn't matter because there's just so many Dragoons behind it that all the Zealots are going to go down, but there's not a lot of Lings from Michael, so the Zealots aren't even that important. He's not even losing all of them. He still has a couple left. Oh, but the Archon moving forward, he hasn't lost any of the Dragoons left. Dragoons yet, and Michael could not get a snipe on that observer. There were 2 observers, in fact, and that was the only way he could have done anything there. Just snipe the observers and hope that you can live on. Maybe Zerglings can help out here. I mean, there are only Dragoons left, so the Zerglings should be pretty good. Another Templar coming up. Storm going off, hitting a couple of the Zerglings, not a whole lot, and oh, so many more Zerglings. GG from Michael. Man, Semih coming back. Barely able to take it 4-3, and he will be advancing. Going on to play Doty in quite the surprising series for the semifinals. Doty versus Semih.
Yeah. Sort of.
Well, I am going to pull up the sponsored list now.
Finally.
Yeah. Oh. Wanted to try to hide that, but didn't work out for me. That's fine. Where is it? There it is. Alright, so sponsors. We have Altitude, obviously. Their logo's everywhere. Their game is free to play, and you should download it. Go to altitudeisl.net to find the link to that, where you can download the game. Sales viewers, because Sale used all of his Twitch TV money to help sponsor this. But also Korm Jahalin, Twitch TV, Trap, Ruskig, Nabopolis, Noise, Fairyland, and Prowler. Thank you to you, Bakview, for joining me once again, casting some Zerg series. Some good games today in both series, even though one of them was a bit of a blowout. And next week, we have some exciting matches. As we said, Semih versus Doty, PvP best of 7, and Zeke versus Bibian. Yet again, we're going to see Zeke go up against a Terran. And we'll see if Bibian can have any more success than Busy did. But that is it. The other things to look forward to are the round robin, which, as I said, the 4 players who lost, Project, Technics, Snitzel, and Michael, will be playing some round robin games, all against each other. There's some great players playing some good games. And I will be casting the show match coming up between Zeke and Pusan. That Pusan. Like the really good Korean Pusan, who's kind of a Protoss legend.
That's more or less too good to be true.
Yeah, that one should be good. I don't know what the time is for that, but it's coming up soon.
Yeah.
But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.